Hi, readers. So, you just finished watching a video about Dubai and about how to preview text. And I'm going to show you how I do that. And first of all, I want to remind you that, okay, so say I have this Meet Yasmin book. I probably am going to read this. I can't wait I don't like looking at the end of one of these kinds of books before I get to the end. So, I'm not going to do the same thing with this kind of book that I would do with a nonfiction book. So, nonfiction readers look at the book, and we're going to share this book, The Life Cycle of an Emperor Penguin, today. And what you do when you're previewing is, in order to turn your nonfiction brain on and rev your engines, you're going to look at this book and you're going to think about, what is it going to be like? What am I going to learn? And in order to do that, you have to flip through the book. So you're going to think to yourself, well, I think this book's going to be about penguins, don't you think? Probably about emperor penguins. I don't know a whole lot about emperor penguins. I think that they live in the south, in the Atlantic. Oh, not the Atlantic, down in Antarctica. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at table of contents. Can you see that? I'm looking at it says, what is a penguin? Coldest place on Earth, an emperor penguin's body, what is the life cycle, journey on the ice. Oh, wow. You know what? I think this kind of it goes a little bit in the order of the way that the penguin is born, because it starts with eggs and then it goes on down. But it also has where it lives and stuff like that. Wow, I'm so excited about reading this book. And I really like the picture of this penguin. He looks like he's reading the table of contents, don't you think? So I'm going to go ahead and flip through the book and just take a look at what is in here. Wow. Boy, I can't wait to learn about penguins. Cool. Can't wait. So that's how I preview the book. Then I go back into and I learn about penguins. Today, I also want to remind you that we've been spending a lot of time on nonfiction books. And so let's rebuild our reading life. At the very beginning of the year, we talked about how important it is to find a comfortable place with light and where you can concentrate on reading. You still should do that. Now you're going to really be thinking about, what kind of a book am I reading, and what should I do to prepare to do a good job of reading it? And then it's super important when you're learning something to talk about it. So who are you going to talk to? Who could you teach once you learn about your nonfiction? Then go tell somebody about it. The more you tell about it, the more you're going to remember, and then you're able to teach. And then how long are you going to read each type of book? Sometimes we don't, you may want to still be reading a fiction book, but then you also should be reading our nonfiction book during this unit. So split your reading time, and make sure that there's a decent balance. And then the other thing is, where are you going to find books? Well, I can tell you that it's probably better for you to read books that are in your hands, but we have a lot of books online, a lot of nonfiction books in RAS, and now we have the science books in RAS. Epic has a ton of nonfiction books. They're all over the place. And I know you can also get books from our very own BES library. So make sure that you work with Mrs. Johnson on that. Once you've started reading your nonfiction books, I want to show you the note that somebody took. So as you're reading, it's a good idea to write things down that you remember. And this student spent some time reading about mini horses and other guide animals. So this student wrote this note, and he is doing something called compare and contrast. He's thinking about one particular animal and contrasting it up against other guide animals. So mini horses have advantages. They can live a long time, up to 35 years. They're the size of a golden retriever, so they're not very big. They don't get tired very easily, and they're so small they can go in buses and planes and restaurants. So he did a really, really nice job of writing his notes. He probably read a whole book before he did that, though. So in conclusion, I'm going to show you that we think about what sort of text our book is, and we read text features and think, What is this part mostly going to be about? And I'm going to challenge you today to do that. So go ahead and get yourselves reading, get yourselves ready. Rev up your minds just like you're a motorcycle driver and have a good time reading your nonfiction books today.